News hot off the press. It looked like the push that was heard around the world has cost WNBA player Chennedy Carter her career.
Chennedy Carter's push on Caitlin Clark was more than simply a foul. It might have cost her everything. Now she's paying the price with her career, reputation, and maybe her future in the WNBA. You would think that was just a modest push, but here's where things get interesting. The Chicago Sky aren't even giving her a core designation. Can you believe it? Carter went from rising celebrity to unemployed in less time than a fast break.
When Tyler Marsh did the press conference, he talked about Angel Reese, he talked about Cardoso, who I think is going to be a star in the WNBA, but he did not really mention Chennedy Carter at all, and that raised a lot of eyebrows.
We all know Chennedy Carter has a history of causing trouble. In fact, this is her third team. But this time, she passed a line no one expected.
Inspired between Carter and Clark.
That's true, this incident sent shockwaves across the WNBA. Imagine pushing the league's golden goose. You know you're in big trouble. We're looking into what actually happened when Chennedy Carter touched Caitlin Clark. This wasn't any ordinary game. It was the moment that altered everything.
That push right there was that right there, I believe, was the push that altered her career. And I'm telling you right now, it is not looking good for Chennedy Carter.
Have you seen that? The tension on the court was already extremely high. Everyone was on edge as the Chicago Sky and Iowa Hawkeyes battled it out. Then, out of nowhere, Chennedy Carter dropped the B word and shoved Caitlin Clark, elevating the situation to a whole new level. You could see the fire in her eyes, the split-second decision that would come back to haunt her. We have exclusive footage that will blow your head. Never-before-seen viewpoints reveal the precise sequence of events.
But calling someone the B word while literally freaking winding up for a cheap shot. Yeah, that has to be taken into account. And then after the cheap shot, staring over and saying something before walking away. Like, you can't give... Like, that is 3 separate technical foul occasions.
You can hear the crowd gasp and see the athletes' shocked expressions. One of the players present stated, "I've never seen anything like it." Caitlin's expression was one of shock, as if she couldn't absorb what had just transpired. Caitlin admitted that she was stunned in that time. "I felt the shove and time seemed to stand still. I couldn't comprehend what had just occurred." But here's where things become really interesting. What happened immediately afterwards sealed Chennedy Carter's destiny. The audience exploded in boos.
Her future was not going to be very bright, bruh. Now, a lot of people was kind of surprised by this. I'm not, because I know, you know what I'm saying? What she did to Caitlin Clark was completely unnecessary. And I'm here to tell you guys, she's living with that decision today because she is without a job.
Everyone is wondering if Carter has just destroyed her entire career. In the WNBA, it's not only about what happens on the court, it's also about how you conduct yourself off it. And right now, Carter is clearly not popular.
Right.
You're jealous. That was a Bush League play, and it needs to be addressed. That was a flagrant foul. That was unnecessary. Flagrant, anything deemed to be unnecessary. I need somebody to explain to me, why was that necessary?
That day, there were some important scouts in the stands. People with the ability to make or break a career. One scout stated that it is not only about the push, but also the mindset that follows. In this league, they want players who can handle pressure and serve as role models. What did they see that day? This is not the type of behavior they want from a franchise athlete.
She turned to you a little bit after the few.
I didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
Kind of on the play before bumping in with Caitlin.
As y'all heard there, man, Chennedy Carter let it be known she was not answering any Caitlin Clark questions. And I'm telling you right now, she probably wish she should have, because she's without a job.
Following that stunning push, Carter had the opportunity to put things right. So, what did she do? Instead of admitting it, she turned to the press and stated, "I didn't say anything on the play," before bumping into Caitlin. Can you believe it? No apology, no explanation, just complete silence. It was as if she believed that ignoring the problem would make it go away. But here's the twist. It didn't vanish. things only got worse.
Chennedy Carter had an incredible season for us last year, but in a statement provided by the Chicago Times, she's extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level. In our league, we absolutely appreciate what she did for our team last year. However, we've made changes to our staff and will make changes to our rosters. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent.
You could be thinking, well, she's a star player, right? That must count for something. Well, apparently not. The Chicago Sky's general manager dropped a revelation that stunned everyone.
I mean, look, maybe she's part of the culture problem. But that's very interesting. You know, I assumed, I'm not going to lie to you, I assumed the Chicago Sky was going to bring her back.
Wow, did you catch that? They're not just discussing her on-court play, they're also wondering how she fits in with the team. But hold on, there's more. Remember Carter's teammate Angel Reese? According to reports, they are no longer in close proximity. In fact, Reese unfollowed Carter on social media. Now you may be wondering, so what? It's only social media. What about in today's world? That's a major thing. It's like a neon sign that reads locker room drama for everyone to see.
They said Chennedy Carter not getting an offer from the Sky means one thing. Someone influential in the locker room did not want her on the team. You never let your best offensive player and arguably your best player walk away from nothing unless there are locker room issues.
And it's not just Reese. Insiders are spilling the beans, and it's sizzling hot. Apparently, several of Carter's teammates no longer want her on the squad. Can you picture transitioning from top player to persona non grata? That is a huge fall from grace.
I mean, she can score with the lights out. I mean, she's pure offense, a pure shooting guard, scoring guard. An instant offense. But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team? I wouldn't.
Now, let's talk about the choice not to extend Carter a qualifying offer in the WNBA, which is almost unheard of for a top scorer. The Sky seems to be saying, we'd rather have no one than you. That must have stung.
Whereas no team wants the cancer in the locker room. Okay, so that raises a great question. Is anybody going to want her? Maybe that's the best question. I mean, certainly there's real attitude issues.
But this is where things get wild. Some argue that this is about more than simply the locker room drama and the push. They say it's about the WNBA's future. Think about it. Caitlin Clark is currently the golden goose. She's attracting fans, attention, and possibly even better deals for all the players. Did Carter accidentally push Clark out of the league? Here's the deal. Carter is now an unrestricted free agent. But guess what? Nobody's rushing to sign her. You'd think a player of her skill would have organizations lined up to sign her, right? Wrong. We spoke with insiders from all WNBA teams, and what they told us was nothing short of stunning.
This is what Annie Cristobal stated as well. No qualifying offer sent out to Chennedy Carter means she will be a free agent to test the market as an unrestricted free agent beginning tomorrow.
One team executive didn't mince words when he declared, "We wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole." Can you believe it? We're talking about a professional athlete, not poisonous garbage. But things get even weirder. We searched hard and found a hidden clause in Carter's contract with the Chicago Sky. Now, you may be wondering, what's the big deal about a contract? Clause? Well, let me tell you. This isn't your typical fine print. This condition made it very simple for the Sky to terminate relations with her. It's almost as if they put an escape door into her deal. But here's where it becomes really interesting. Why was that clause included in the first place? It's almost as if they were prepared for trouble from the start.
And I'm telling you right now, a lot of people and a lot of owners is not finna pick her up because of her attitude.
Carter's agent is now scrambling to preserve her career. Consider this. Phone calls are flying. Urgent pitches are being made to every team in the league. She's changed. She's learned her lesson, but no one seems to believe it. It's like a high-stakes game of hot potato, with Carter as the potato no one wants to grab.
Someone said, whoa, she must really had a bad attitude. Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the reason these ladies is potentially, allegedly, possibly about to get the biggest payday of their lifetime, with the NBA stepping in to help them get this new collective bargaining agreement potentially done. Then we got the media rights agreement done, which is like $3 or $2 billion. That money could possibly help them get larger contracts. And what Chennedy Carter put her filthy palms on Caitlin Clark did not help her case.
But hold on to your hats, because here's the real surprise. Some teams are calling Carter a locker room cancer. Ouch. That isn't just a red flag. It's a huge red banner with flashing lights. In the realm of professional sports, being dubbed a locker room cancer is like to receiving a large "do not sign" stamp on your forehead.
Fever will have over 600,000 fans in attendance total this year, and the second best to that was in 1999 with the Washington Mystics at just over 400,000. So the Fever are going to account for over 200,000 more fans this year to their games than any other team. Regular season sales of WNBA merchandise are up over 500% versus the same period last year, with fan gear sales over the first half of the season at the highest in league history. Player-specific merchandise, including jerseys and t-shirts, have seen a staggering 1,000% increase in sales. Additionally, sales of league-specific merchandise like the popular orange WNBA hoodie are also up 200%. The top-selling WNBA player merch: Caitlin Clark, #1 in jersey sales, Angel Reese 2, Sabrina 3.
So now we must ask the million-dollar question. Is this the end of Chennedy Carter's WNBA career? I mean, there's no denying she's talented, but it only gets you so far when you have a reputation like hers. It's as if she's standing on the verge of a cliff, with every team in the league taking a massive step back.
Very rough. She's on, I believe, her third team, maybe fourth team. I think her third team. And if it's not her fourth team, she's already planning on her fourth team.
That's right. The reason everyone's talking about Caitlin Clark is that she's not just changing the game, but the entire league. We have the inside scoop on why this is such a big issue. Here's the deal. Clark's popularity is skyrocketing, and it's not only the fans who are noticing. The WNBA's decision makers are also paying heed. Why? Because Clark is attracting eyeballs, like nobody's business. And you know what that means? More eyeballs, money, and chances for the entire league.
Right now, it is not going to be an old happy day for Chennedy Carter tomorrow, because she thinks that somebody's going to suck at her. And I'm here to tell you, dog, I don't believe no team is going to touch her with a 12-foot pole. She is a diabolical locker room.
You may be wondering, okay, she's popular, but can one player really change everything? Let me tell you something. It's more than simply her basketball skills. It is about what she represents. Clark is swiftly becoming the face of women's basketball, which translates into significant negotiation leverage.